Greetings all, Nick here from Those Hairy Gamers. We're back on FFG's X-Wing page because we have another reveal article. We have StarViper Mark II, a preview of the StarVipers from the Guns for Hire pack. Let's see what it includes. First up, I just want to say I'm not going to go over all the details I already covered in the previous video relating to this. I will just quickly have a look at the title again, the StarViper Mark II. StarViper only, title, squad point cost of -3. You may equip 2 different title upgrades, as in you can equip this and Virago, cool. When performing a barrel roll, you must use the 1 bank left or right templates instead of the 1 straight, so you get more versatility in your barrel rolls. In this article here, we have some very useful images showing us exactly what that looks like. We can see how much extra versatility and how many more options we get out of this barrel roll now. I particularly like this image here. It shows how a bank maneuver going into this barrel roll turns the ship a full 90 degrees. And if you do the 1 bank to the right and then the 1 barrel roll backwards, as in to the right again, you actually physically move the ship about a centimetre sideways and turn it 90 degrees, which is bizarre. To even try and fathom a spaceship trying to fly like that is utterly bizarre, but it kind of makes sense. The StarViper was always meant to be like a space superiority craft. It's meant to have a lot of versatility in the way it flies. That is the focus of this ship, and that is the focus of this pack. Getting it back up to speed with the way it was always meant to be. We have all of the new pilots revealed. We have the Black Sun Assassin. Now this is the new generic pilot. Cost 28 points. Let's be honest, it really costs 25 points because of that title. Pilot skill 5, EPT slot, pretty straightforward. A really good basic buy-in cost. Now we also have from the old pack Guri, which is also a pilot skill 5 with an EPT, but it has that pilot ability. She costs 30 points, so you're saving 2 points by not having Guri's ability. In my opinion, Guri's ability is absolutely worth 2 points, just so you know. So I don't think she's going to fall out of favour in the meta, but it's good to have the option of going down a couple of points to lose the pilot ability. And indeed, you might want to fly this with Guri, so that makes sense as well. And I just love the flavour text on this card. Although assassinations can be handled with a shot in the dark or a dire substance added to a drink, a flaming shuttle tumbling from the sky sends a very different message. That's just cool. I dig that. So these are meant to be like Black Sun's elite bounty hunters. And this ship we see here in the picture is meant to be the representation of the model. All the other pilot cards in this feature different looking StarVipers, which is kind of cool. It's going to give painters and modifiers like myself lots of cool ideas. Alright, moving on to the 2 named pilots. We first of all have Dalen Oberos. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Pilot skill 6, EPT slot for 30 points. If you are not stressed, when you reveal a turn, bank, or Segner's loop maneuver, you may instead treat it as a red Talon roll maneuver of the same direction using the template of the original maneuver. Wow, this guy is officially the king of Talon rolls. So it's interesting, he can change his maneuver on the fly, which is always really good with high pilot skills. For that reason, I think this guy basically, VI is an auto add-on for this guy. You want him to be pilot skill 8. That's a very competitive pilot skill with that ability. I think that's going to be really powerful. Chuck the title on, chuck on VI, and chuck on auto thrusters. You've got a 30-point ship that's pilot skill 8. One of the most maneuverable dogfighters in the game on a small base. Yeah, that's gonna be really, really cool. He can take Virago and advanced sensors. That pushes him up to 34 points if you want. You got the list slot if you want to do inertial dampeners. I don't think you're gonna want to do inertial dampeners because it breaks his pilot ability. But I like that just that basic 30-point cost. Let's not worry about Virago. Let's go StarViper Mark II, VI, and auto thrusters. 30 points. That's a really, really well-costed ship. I think that's going to work out to be a really bloody good ace for the Scum faction. Right, the other named pilot. Now, this is the one that's getting people really hyped. Thweek. Pilot skill 4, no EPT slot for 28 points, which on the face of it seems really, really overcosted. But here is his ability. During setup, before the place forces step, you may choose 1 enemy ship and assign the shadowed or mimic condition card to it. I'll just bring up those right now. Shadowed. Thweek is treated as having the same pilot skill value you had after setup. The pilot skill value of Thweek does not change if your pilot skill value changes or you are destroyed. Thweek is treated as having the same pilot skill value as you after setup. That means That means if you modify the pilot skill on one of your ships with VI or adaptability, Thweek also gets that bonus. And if you lose VI or adaptability, say with injured pilot, he doesn't lose it. If the ship gets destroyed, he doesn't lose it. That's so powerful. Shadows is going to be really good if you're facing off a pilot skill 8 or 9, or even a 10 or 11 if it's modified. Really, really good, really solid ability. For 28 points, you could have a pilot skill 9 StarViper. Chuck on Virago, chuck on advanced sensors. I think that's going to be pretty much an auto ad for this guy. He's going to want to be able to take advantage of those high pilot skills. Very affordable buy-in at 28 points. However, of course, there's always the possibility that your enemy doesn't use high pilot skill ships. And in that case, you use the other card, which is Mimicked. Thweek is treated as having your pilot ability. Thweek cannot apply condition card by using your pilot ability. Thweek does not lose your pilot ability after you are destroyed. Okay, wow. So this immediately makes everyone's mind race. What abilities does Thweek want to copy? Off the top of my head, any of the Imperial Aces, Vader, the Inquisitor, not Sunterfell because we need a reliable way to stress. Countess Ride. Oh my god, Countess Ride's ability on a StarViper would be so good. This is amazing. Now, the problem with this is lots of pilots it's not going to be of any use. You come up against any of the Shadowcaster pilots, all of their stuff says inside your special firing up, blah blah blah. Not going to help you in a StarViper, obviously. A lot of things that say when you shoot out of your auxiliary firing arc, you get another dice, like Calf Scarlet, for example. A lot of the ships have text that just won't help a StarViper at all because it's referring to specific things for that ship. However, in that case, you can just give them Shadowed instead. You have the option of either going for the pilot skill or the pilot ability. And that means that against probably most lists, this is going to be very powerful. There is, however, one small problem I see with this. And that's the fact that in the meta right now, there is one particular list that probably won't go away by the time Thweek comes into the game that is going to prove a massive counter to Thweek. And that is the list that uses 3 lock revenants. I've seen this played by a few guys at my local stores, and it is really powerful. The lock revenant has no pilot ability, and it has a pilot skill of 3. So the only thing you could do in that case is give it Shadowed and put your pilot skill down by 1. What's the point of that? So Thweek is really awesome. He has a lot of possibilities to make him really powerful. But there are some really hard counters to him. Having said that, it's Scum. It's high risk, high reward. That's what it's all about with the Scum faction. And I dig that. I think for the buy-in cost of 28 points, he's really, really giving you a competitive option, which against most lists is going to do some cool stuff, I guess. Cool pilot. I'm not 100% sold. Alright, the last thing we have revealed in this article is this illicit upgrade. The Ion Discharges. After you receive an Ion token, you may choose an enemy ship at range 1. Just to clarify that, you must have an enemy ship at range 1 in order to trigger this entire cards thing. That's an important point to make here. If you do remove that Ion token, then that ship may choose to receive 1 Ion token. If it does, discard this card. Now that's a bit of a mind warp. I'm just going to go through that slowly. So if you take an Ion token, probably through Pulsed Ray Shield, that's obviously the entire design of this card, you choose a guy at range 1, and they can choose to voluntarily take an Ion token, and then you have to discard this card. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this. I'm balancing this out in my head, and I'm not sure if this is what I would call a good card. 2 points. And you can shed away Ion, but you must have an enemy ship at range 1. Oh, yeah, I guess on the Kirax this is kind of strong. Here's the thing about gaming in general. I recently saw a video on MGT Goldfish, this great YouTuber that covers Magic the Gathering, and the same applies to X-Wing. It's a game of upgrades, it's a game of list buildings, and oftentimes in games like that, you have to give yourself choices, and better pilots are better at using more choices. The problem with upgrades like this is it gives your opponent choices. That is the opposite of giving yourself choices, and that's a bad thing. Any skilled pilot you come up against, is going to look at this and they're going to work out straight away, yes, I'll take the ion, or no, I won't take the ion. The problem is they're going to manufacture the situation where either the ion's no issue, or they're just going to say, look, you can just shed your ion, I don't care, I'm going to learn to deal with it. And a good opponent is going to learn how to adapt to this because they have a choice. They're always going to choose the lesser of two bad situations, and that gives your opponent power. That's the issue I have with this card. It's really powerful being able to lose ion as soon as you get it. I get that. I get it. It's just, I don't want to empower my opponent like that. Yeah, I'm just on the fence about this. I don't know how powerful it's going to be. It's certainly not a good card for the StarViper. I can say that right now. They posted this in this article because I think they want to sort of even out the amount of stuff they reveal in this article and the Kirax one, but it's quite obvious to me that this is a much stronger choice for the Kirax because it can take Pulsed Ray Shield and this. It can immediately take an ion token and shed it straight away. Of course, the StarViper with Virago can do that too, but that is a bad choice. The StarViper can take auto thrusters. It should always take auto thrusters. The StarViper is the auto thrusters pack. I mean, of course, there's no other option. As good as Pulse Ray Shield is, there's no question. If you can take auto thrusters on a ship, it's always something you have to consider. So there you have it. That's just another quick video today. That was the reveal article on the StarViper. I'm assuming hopefully maybe next week or the week after we'll be seeing something for the Kirax. Only issue with that is I'm having a look at the spread here and we only have one pilot we haven't had revealed because these are the two generics from the original Kirax packs, and the Harpoon missile with the condition card. So there's only two reveals in the next article. I guess it could also feature a lot more in-depth strategy on how to build the StarViper lists and what it looks like to fly it, like they did with this StarViper article. They had some cool diagrams on how this new barrel roll is going to look, so I understand that. It's just disappointing to have an entire reveal article with just two reveals. That just doesn't seem very exciting to me, but then again, I like spoilers. It's my thing. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Check out Those Hairy Gamers for more gaming content, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you later.